How do Wall Street traders profit from crude oil without ever touching a heavy metal barrel, or even worrying if the global price crashes tomorrow? They figured out how to shift their focus away from the price of the oil itself and onto the clock. This graph shows the traditional way to trade. You buy at $80 and hold on, hoping the line climbs to 100 for a profit. But if the market collapses, you are completely exposed. Your investment drops right along with the price. Professionals don't just buy a generic bucket of oil. They buy a contract to deliver oil in a specific future month, like February or March. This creates a calendar spread. A trader buys the February contract and simultaneously sells the March contract. By holding these two opposite positions at once, the trader stops guessing where the overall price is heading. Instead, they are focusing entirely on the specific gap between those two dates. Let's look at how that gap behaves. This chart shows two bars for the exact same commodity. February oil costs $80, but March oil costs $82. Why would it cost $2 more just because it arrives a month later? The answer is logistics. If you buy oil today to sell it next month, you have to physically put it somewhere for 30 days. Returning to our bar chart, we can see the extra $2 covers the cost of tank rental, insurance, and financing. This normal upward-sloping relationship between the present and the future is called contango. Sometimes the market gets out of alignment. If demand for future delivery suddenly shoots up, the March price might spike to $85. Now the gap is $5, far more than the actual $2 cost of storing the oil. This is where the trader steps in. They buy the cheaper February contract and simultaneously sell that overpriced March contract. This graph shows what happens as time passes. As those delivery dates get closer, the temporary price surge fades, and the two prices naturally move back together. By holding both sides, the trader pockets that $3 difference as the gap closes. The calendar spread lets a trader capture the profit from these storage logistics without ever having to rent a real warehouse. But the market doesn't always follow the logic of storage costs. When a sudden emergency strikes, the rules change. If a major pipeline breaks or a geopolitical shock occurs, companies need oil immediately. The physical supply available right now becomes much more valuable than supply arriving later. This chart shows the result. The curve flips. Because everyone is panicking for supply today, the current price skyrockets to $90, while the future price stays at $80. This inverted state is called backwardation. We saw this clearly during the 2022 energy crisis. Supply disruptions sparked severe backwardation, as desperate buyers drove the price for right now much higher than the price for delivery in the future. In this case, the trader sells the expensive current month, buys the cheaper future month, and waits for the supply panic to normalize. Backwardation proves that when things get scarce, people pay a huge premium to have what they need immediately, regardless of what it costs later. This leads to the most important feature of the calendar spread. Because you are buying and selling at the same time, you are protected from broad structural market crashes. Imagine a disaster scenario where the global price of oil begins to plummet, falling from $80 down to $40 in a single night. Look at this scale. You lose money on the bought contract, but make an equal amount on the sold one. They cancel out. Even if the whole market drops, your position remains steady. The gap between months matters, not the overall price. Calendar spreads remove the distraction of chaotic price changes across the global economy. They turn the market into a calculation about time, panic, and the physical cost of warehouse space.